So I'm joined by Zach, Sheppard and Ryan Jago. If we could just get an opening statement from both of you, perhaps say what you think is your most important policy. Ryan, if you want to go first.
My most important policy, well, my entire manifesto is really built around helping sport at York reach its potential and making sure that it reaches its potential for as many people as possible. As for my most important policy, I think the first one I came up with was really focused around the Focus Sport programme for being too exclusive and not doing enough for the sports that really need it. So my policy on that is opening up Focus Sport, making sure that it is effective for the people that it's designed to be effective for, and that as many people as possible can reap the benefits of it.
Zach, yeah.
My whole manifesto is aimed around building a better York sport community. So I really want to achieve a York sport community that combines university and college clubs together and celebrates all the fantastic works that everyone is doing. And my most important policy, I'd say, would be integrating York sport more with the community and with a local charity. So I want to select an official charity for the year, and I want to also work to introduce a scheme where York sport clubs can volunteer in local schools and clubs and really show that the local community how amazing York University is and how amazing our sports clubs are.
So the first question I'm going to ask you both is, you both mention equal opportunities, you both hinted it in your manifestos. Do you think the current provisions are adequate, and if not, how would you expand them? So Zach, if you want to answer that first.
I'd say equal opportunities is a scheme that has a lot of potential, but at the minute I don't think we're living up to that potential. There's a lot of kind of lip service around equal opportunities. Everyone kind of sticks it on their kit and no one really understands what is actually behind equal opportunities. So I think the way to improve it is really making it focused. So getting in charities, getting in experts, making sure sessions are tailored to clubs' problems that they're facing, and building an awareness of some of the potential problems clubs may face before they even face them. So then we can really build a York sport community that is together.
Yeah, so I mean, I agree with Zach there in that it's not living up to its potential. I think, this year the first Equal Opportunities talk was in week 7, which, clubs are already in the flow of things, and it doesn't help to start on the back foot. I think really getting in early with providing the advice and the support that the Equal Opportunities position offers is really important. I think also expanding what the Equal Opportunities officer can do is again really important. I think we do need to be careful in that you're not forcing clubs to sort of sign up to something, that you're not pressuring them into something, really making sure that they understand what equal opportunities is really about in sport, and making sure that everyone's on the same page as to what they can do, how they can help, and where that can really take sport, and making sure that they understand the benefits of it.
So mental health is obviously a big issue in sport, and quite often problems and difficulties people face are related to their sports performance, and it's been highlighted that the university has a poor record with regards to mental health. How would you use sport to promote and improve the service we provide? Let's start with Ryan.
So yeah, mental health is always a big issue. I think firstly at the university there's so much to be done with mental health. The Open Door program is really, really great in the fact that it offers anyone help and support, but it's limited in the number of sessions you can go to, the amount of time you have to wait for it, which, when you've got a problem that you've managed to work up the strength to go and see someone about, being told to come back in 2 weeks is not what you want. I think sport is great in the fact that it provides a framework and a network for people to address issues around mental health. But like I said before, with the equal opportunities, there's a potential that we're not reaching around mental health. I think every club has their own unique issues with it that each individual club needs help supporting. I think the most important thing surrounding mental health is changing the dialogue, going from it being reactive to being proactive. Addressing issues before they arise rather than when they get too late.
Zach?
I think I'd say that sport can have an absolutely amazing impact on people's mental health, and I think the way that sport can really help people is by providing that those friends, that community that you love so much, going out on a Wednesday with all your friends you make in your sports club. I think what we really need to do is encourage people to take up any kind of sport, because taking up a sport can be really helpful for your mental health. And I want to really improve the recreational sport on offer at this university, so I want to come up with a new program where people can take advantage of one-off sessions just to get out there, take a break from the stresses of being in the library, of exam pressure, that kind of thing. Try out a volleyball session or a lacrosse session, something like that.
You both highlight that you want to expand the opportunities for coaching qualifications. Why is this budget currently underutilised, and how would you use it better? Zach, if you want to go first.
So I think at the minute the money kind of sits in a pot in our contingency grants and doesn't really do anything. No one really knows that the money's there. No one really applies for it. It's very underutilised. So what I want to do is provide a USU directed initiative. And I think part of the issue with coaching courses is for a club president to set up a coaching course for their club. It takes a lot of hard work. They're all full-time students at the end of the day. They've got their studies, they've got dissertations, they've got things like that. And what I want to do is make sure that the president is working to start these conversations. There's lots of fantastic national governing bodies who are out there trying to engage young people in coaching and refereeing. And then through this, we can work with them to set up courses at a discounted rate. And then this can really benefit our system at York. So these people will be volunteering in their clubs, they'll be delivering sessions, they'll be refereeing in college sport, they'll be doing all these things that are really helping our community. So it's really important that after 3 years of giving your life up to clubs, as many people I know do, that they get something out of it, concrete, they can put on their CV, and it leads into part-time work.
Yeah, if we go to Ryan now.
Yeah, so I think it's really important to remember that participation in sport isn't just about being on the field, that a lot of students do want to engage in coaching and refereeing. A friend of mine from last year went on to ref the rugby sevens in Dubai from reffing university matches, which is really something quite special. The coaching budget at the moment is £2,500, and out of it there's been less than half spent, which, as Zach mentioned, is because people don't know about it. I think that part of the issue of why it is underutilised is that for it to be used, it requires a club president to apply for it on behalf of students. So I think my policy really takes that link of a club president having to apply for it. Instead, provides individuals with the opportunity to go on a coaching course, go on a refereeing course, and then direct their knowledge back into the union, back into sport at both the university and college level.
Just quickly, one of the things Laura changed this year was the kit provider from Surrey to Akuma. Quite a few clubs have highlighted the problems they've had with them, with mistakes and the time it's taken to come back. How would you work with them to improve the service they do? Zach, if you want to go first, yeah.
I think that with any new change, there's going to be a bit of like a blending in process, but I think it's really important that we now don't let Akuma sit on their laurels. Now they've got the contract, it's very easy for a company to just sit back, relax, they've got the money coming in for the next few years, and not to change anything. Like, I know there is issues with your goalie top, for example, not being correct, and it's really important that we make the process for ordering kit as simple and easy as possible. So I want to make sure they introduce an online shop, like Surridge had, which I think was a really good aspect of Surridge. And I also want to make sure that the process is so simple, it's explained right at the start at President's training. Everyone knows how to go about it. And I think this will cut waiting times dramatically.
Yeah, I know just got to go to Ryan.
Yeah, go for it, sorry.
Yeah, sure. So I think this issue is really important to address at the very start of the year. So making sure that whoever's designated in a club to deal with kit is properly trained and properly knows how to do it at the start of the year. As Zach mentioned, it's really important to make sure that Akuma have the contract, but don't let them go on the back foot now. Make sure that they are constantly on it, which we have a number of conversations with Akuma on a regular basis, and I think it's important just to make sure that they are constantly working for us and not us for them.
If you want to just briefly, both of you have a closing statement before we get to the end. Ryan, if you want to go first.
Sure. Well, like I said at the start, my manifesto, is built around York sport reaching its potential for the most amount of people. I've spent 3 years as basketball captain, water polo treasurer, and now sports treasurer, and there have been so many issues that I've come across which are really simple to address. It's making sure that whatever is changed in a way which sticks around.
We've got to go to Zach now, so get equal time.
Yeah, I'd like to say that I'd encourage everyone to go online, read my manifesto, see the action points I put out. My manifesto is really about specific things I'm going to change. For my 3 years, I've been involved in every level, college, uni, and in USU. I've got the experience to implement these policies, and I know that they will work, and I really want to listen to clubs and make sure they know how to get things done.
Thank you to Zach and Ryan. We will be speaking